Hi, my name is Jenny.
And my name's Eury.
And welcome back. Welcome back again to the Conscious Cuppa podcast, season 4, where we're exploring the divine feminine.
If you've never heard of the term divine feminine, you're definitely not alone. Curious about what she has to do about creating your reality, realising your dreams, and being and having what you do want? Then stay tuned to find out more.
What if I need something done by tomorrow?
She makes arrangements and rearrangements in the blink of an eye.
Is there anything she can't produce?
There's only one way to find out. Test her and see what she weaves from what you have provided.
What if I just can't see how things could possibly work out?
Her infinite intelligence outmatches any obstacle and perfectly outpictures your fulfilled desire.
Where can I find her?
She is your subconscious mind calling you within to dream beautiful, fulfilling and delightful dreams, big or small.
Who is she, really?
Here's a taste of what our fabulous guests had to say about what the divine feminine means to them.
That extraordinary fact that everything grows and wants to grow, and that impulse, I don't know where it comes from, that's the divine feminine, isn't it?
A lover. It's all encompassing, all involved.
Like many others, I always think of the sea.
Maybe a fairy.
It's a caring energy, like a mother.
I guess this is a cultural thing as well, associated very much with water, flowing, gentleness, but also a storminess.
I feel something before I think something.
The energies that we're having together.
To nurture an idea.
Light.
It's about a power that's authentic to each one of us, so that we all in some ways participate of the divine feminine, and some of us more actualized than others.
We made this podcast to big up this overlooked, underappreciated, infinitely intelligent divine mind who resides within us all. So, grab a brew, take a pew, and let's give the divine feminine her due.
What have you brought all the way from South London?
Yeah, Brixton. It's called Refill. So this little gig on a side road in Brixton's called Refill. I've been there many times across the years. And we have guava and ginger. This is
Guava.
Freshly squeezed, created juice by them, and it's very Caribbean.
Go on with your guava.
Yeah.
And ginger.
Yeah, I've never had guava and ginger together, so it's really interesting.
Okay,
so I thought,
bottle of shake.
It's this beautiful sort of peachy colour.
Peachy. I'm just going to give you a little bit there as a starter.
You
tell us about the smell.
You can smell the ginger.
Yeah.
And it smells like it's got lemon in it, actually.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that is good.
That has definitely got ginger in, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh.
It's gorgeous.
It's sharp and sweet at the same time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and buy guava and make this at home.
We've got a carton of guava here, so that needs some ginger added to that.
Really
but that's going to
does.
have something else in it as well. That's maybe got some sugar in it.
Definitely got some sugar in it.
It's really
smells
good.
lemony.
It's powerful. It's boom pow.
It is. It's not for the light-hearted, the faint-hearted.
Faint-hearted.
Yeah, if you don't like ginger, this is definitely not your sip, your cuppa. My chest is now truly warmed.
What's in your cup, in your glass, in your flask? Why don't you send in your mugshots, your questions and suggestions?
Yeah, send us some pictures of what you're drinking, what you're slurping, your beautiful teapots, your glasses. We'd love to see them.
You can send in your questions and suggestions to consciouscuppa@gmail.com. That's consciouscuppa@gmail.com.
Hello, this is Michael Taggart, owner of MDT down in Brighton at a place called the Open Market, and I wanted to wish you all a conscious cuppa.
So this is what we do. We asked 30 people to pick from 13 lollipop sticks and gave them 5 minutes to talk about the subject written on the stick.
This episode, Eury will be discussing the subject of joy, bliss, and being uplifted. And you'll hear from this week's guests, who are Desiree, Sam, Itxaso, Robin and Eury. Midway through the interviews, we'll be sharing a golden nugget from Neville Goddard's book, Feeling is the Secret. You really need to go and get this book, Kindle or otherwise. On with the podcast.
On with the podcast, Jenny.
Okay. Oh, I like this one. Joy and bliss. For me, joy is a momentary thing sometimes. Sometimes it's a physical. So joy sometimes is closing my eyes and looking at the sun with my eyes closed, and you feel the orangey colour. And bliss is like hugging yourself, and you're holding you, and that's the beginning, and that's bliss. Uplifted. What's the other word that's come up? Uplifted can be lots of things. Uplifted can be words. It can be physical. Uplifted can be, for me, spending time with a friend or a complete stranger, being uplifted by the experience of being with them, or just near someone that makes you feel a sense of being, just being. Uplifted isn't necessarily about someone bigging you up, or for me this is, and just gassing you up. It's about just the sense of somebody being there for you. That for me is uplifting. So that's kind of how I feel. But joy and bliss are very, very special and important in your life. And you don't always remember the joy. And actually acknowledging bliss is important. And I hope to do more of that.
Uplifted on one side, joy and bliss on the other side. I think people mistake joy and bliss for happiness. It's my belief that there's many things that are on offer that people can seek to make them happy. Wealth, fame, relationships, things,
long hair,
status, long hair, perhaps even short hair. Moustaches and starships, possibly. But those things, all these things are changeable. They tend to be short-lived in one way or another. You'll be in a partnership, and that person will annoy you, or you work out that they're not quite the person you thought they were, and you end up breaking up. Or the short hair didn't quite give you the right attraction you wanted, so you ended up going back to long hair, which in turn didn't give you attraction, so you ended up just shaving it all off. So I think, for me, I don't particularly want to seek happiness. Yes, I want to feel happy, because sometimes, particularly recently, I found life quite difficult. But instead, maybe I can find joy and bliss. And I think joy is showing itself to me when I'm doing service for others, and I'm going out there to do what I can for other people, and that is bringing me joy. And I think the bliss will slowly come. I'm not saying it'll always be there, but the bliss will slowly come as I really let go of attachments to so many things and so many ideas and beliefs. Even though I've done a lot of recovery work, I still hold on to quite a lot of, ideas and old messages in the head that, just really, they're superfluous, really. They're not any use. So letting go of things like that eventually will bring bliss. When I let go of myself and my ego and the hurts and the pains and everything else, then I allow the bliss to come in. So it's really about sort of stepping out of my own way and allowing something in that will keep me uplifted. That's that connection to high power isn't a broad enough word for it, because it can be anything. You could be a Christian or a Muslim or Hindu, or you could be Buddhist. And I'm not packaging those and saying they're all religions, because some of them aren't. Some of them are sort of like a spiritual practice, some of them are religion. But I think it all comes down to that fundamental ability. And I'm not saying all Christians are good people. Some Christians are assholes, you know? But it's about anyone that wants to engage in some sort of practice that moves them into some of the stuff that I'm talking about, where you start letting go of yourself, you start giving back to other people. And it reminds me of the St. Francis prayer, just one line out of it, that we don't seek to be forgiven, we forgive. And, you know, the poem eventually ends with, we die to ourselves to be reborn again. Anyway, I digress slightly from being uplifted, but it's that seeking of something fundamentally bigger than ourselves, whether that's, you know, God or the higher self or the universe, whatever it is. Ganesh, because we are just tiny little ants on a tiny little ball in a very, very big universe. I mean, you go and look at the new Webb telescope. They've got that massive telescope, and you look at a picture of just a tiny section of our perceivable area of the galaxy, and how many stars are in that tiny little bit. It's just amazing. So yeah, having something that I can turn to that's bigger than myself, because I'm really not all that. That keeps me uplifted.
Say joy is a life force. Joy is the inner child. Joy is the playful self. And I imagine that collecting that in your day-to-day life, which is serious, is adult kind of, that brings more of a sense to living, and it does not have a purpose. It's just like a state of being somehow. It's useful to remember that we can bring that in also when it's hard times, and not forgetting that there is in us also that kind of light. It's a small light that can vibrate, and it can be silly, and I don't know, that's all I can think of about now. I can think of what brings me joy, for example, which is a beautiful question. What brings you joy? That's a question that you might, like, small talk question, which is not small talk. What brings you joy? But I'd say for me, joy is in observing nature, in making tea blends, in fermenting stuff, in discovering, in experimenting. There is a lot of joy in good smells and good food. And being out and about and seeing people doing their most mundane or groceries. Going to a market, for example, is very joyful. Like seeing people doing their work, or like domestic part of their lives, and seeing people hustling. But in that level, not if you compare to Catford Market to Oxford Street, I would find a lot of joy in Catford Market and would feel very stressed in Oxford Street. But yeah, that's what I can think about. And there's joy in sharing meals as well, sharing where people is at. On perspective. Bliss, I don't know very well what that is. It's what you feel when you feel the joy, your bliss somehow. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Do you want to comment on the other side? You've got 2 minutes left.
What uplifts you? They're related, no? Yeah. I guess from what I've said earlier, things that uplift me have to do with what brings me joy, which is different to uppers, right?
It's time for a Neville Nugget.
What number are you feeling like?
4.
Number 4. All changes of expression are brought about through a change of feeling. A change of feeling is a change of destiny. All creation occurs in the domain of the subconscious. What one must acquire, then, is a reflective control of one's ideas and feelings.
Okay.
Okay, to carry on?
Yeah. On with the podcast.
What time is it? I think it's conscious cuppa time. Put the kettle on, love.
Joy, bliss, uplifted.
Got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, right. First thoughts. I mean, it's got to be because I felt this today.
Oh.
Right? So I pieced it all together in this moment. I picked up the stick. And I think when it comes to joy and bliss and uplifted, for me, that's like a reverberating feeling that I pick up from other people. I think I can feel joy by myself, but I've often realised there's something, I don't know if this is uniform across all humanity, but for me personally, I've always noticed that, you know, the atmosphere you get at a live concert.
Yeah.
You know, what is it about live music that makes it so much better than listening on a CD? And it's certainly not the sound quality, is it?
Yeah.
You know, it can't be. You know, objectively it's worse, but it's being there with other people. I think there's something even deeper to that. I think I soak up whatever it is that people offer out when they're happy. You know, some people might say an aura, some people might say like pheromones or whatever,
Yeah.
but whatever it is, you know, I get it, and it makes me feel the same way. I kind of mimic it,
Yeah.
you know, and the reason why I put that together today is because when Eury was talking about your awards that you just won, you know, I could really feel it, you know, because you're so happy, man. I just love that. You know, I can feel that, and I love that, and I love being around people that feel that way because it allows me to feel that way.
Yeah.
You know, so I think joy and bliss, you know, there's something maybe that we aspire to as an independent mission, but without other people, I don't think it's possible for me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I need to be able to share. I need to be able to share in that joy and be uplifted as part of a bigger thing. But I have my solo missions and I do appreciate those, but I don't think it's for me, as soon as I have achieved something, I need to share it with somebody. You know, that's the thing that I need to do. I don't think I could. You don't know how you look until you look into a mirror, right? Does that analogy work?
I like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I can only give you my thing so it can bounce back so I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right, that's mine now.
Yeah.
I can enjoy that. It's like a validation as well.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed a thing about myself, like it's not a particularly pleasant characteristic when people talk about it, but I love showing off. Love it. You know, always have been a show off, you know, and people largely say, oh yeah, and it's just a show off, you know, and all the rest of it. But I love it, you know, like impressing other people or being impressed by other people is a great thing for me.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it kind of that territory comes with like ramming it down people's faces or just making, you know, pulling the limelight to yourself. But like I said, for me, that's not how it is. I need to see the joy or have other people experience that joy so I can have it myself. So in no way is it selfish for me because, you know, if I can let other people feel good, then that gives me what I need in return.
So it's an act of giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. Even though I'm, you know, giving it to myself as well. It's all good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when me and Ruth did an ultra marathon a few years ago, I think I've told you this story already last time, but it was a real difficult challenge for us.
Yes.
Ruth was not super keen on the whole thing. I coerced her into it. I thought it'd be good for her. It's the sort of thing that I love doing.
Yeah.
And anyone who's married or in a long-term relationship will know that if you take responsibility for something that's difficult and it goes tipped up, then you really got hell to pay. And so that's exactly what happened. It went completely tits up and then we managed to save it. And when you're running 57 kilometres and at kilometre 17, we're both in tears, falling apart and don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
When you finally cross over that line, 57 kilometres or 40 kilometres later with a smile on your face, that was my best day of my life.
Yes. Yes. There was also a yak involved in that.
Oh, right, the Highland cow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so after the infamous 17th kilometre, we're climbing up this hill. I mean, to call it a hill would be an understatement because it literally had a ski lift on it. and the rain was coming down and Ruth was standing in puddles and she slipped, she fell, she cut her leg on the slate. Wow. It was all over, you know. Yeah. The only reason we carried on moving was because so that we could get out of the countryside, the Edinburgh countryside, and to a road where a taxi could pick us up. Yeah. And I promised her by the time we get to the road, I'll ring a taxi and then we'll get picked up, we'll go back to the hotel. We'll try not to let it ruin our weekend, you know. It doesn't matter that we haven't done the run, it's fine. We only came here to have fun anyway.
Yeah.
After that was concluded, we're climbing up this hill and then the mist descended and it was all wet and we're all soaked. And we're drudging along in silence because I don't say anything, you know, just in case I antagonise the situation or make it even worse. And then the mist is really thick, right? And we're trudging along and out of this mist comes this huge creature. It ended up only a bit like after the silhouette took shape, it was only about 10 metres away and it turned out to be this huge Highland cow. You know, the ones that are all really hairy with the huge horns. Yeah. It was just so like mythical. It felt like a really spiritual sort of thing. And we just both stood there wordlessly, just staring at it for like 5 minutes. Just wow. And I walked up to it and I put my hand on its head. Wow. And then it moved its head and I got really scared. Pretty much without saying anything, we just moved on. You know, for a while, from my point of view, it felt like we weren't gonna carry on. You know, that was the end. We were just gonna make it to a road. But it was that small break in the pain and the anguish and the tension. I honestly believe that was the only reason we managed to sort of like get through it. You know, there was that small break and then a period of time elapsed after that without any conversation, without any doomsdaying or complaining. And then when we got back to the road, we just thought, let's run another couple of kilometres and see how we go. Wow. And we did that all the way to the end. It was amazing. It was so good. And I remember the feeling of joy and bliss there. Like, I knew, even when we had 15, 20 kilometres to go, I knew we're going to do this. I was over the moon. It was great.
Excellent.
Well, that's a very important thing to joy, because we are all trying to enjoy our life every second of the day, basically. We talk about it more than we actually experience it, because it's easier to talk. Well, I think that one of the most important essence of life is happiness and joy, and eventually a bliss as well. But the thing is very, very hard to get is the joy. Even people pretending they are enjoying sometimes, and it's not coming within. It's just the way the people socializing and pretending and put the mask and cover it up to just satisfy the other and show to the others. Because when you ask, for example, hi, how are you? Most people say, fine. Well, I'm sure, I did it myself. So many times I say fine, I'm not even fine, far from it. But then again, if you want to analyze it and look at it a little bit in details, it's not you in charge, it's not you in control of achieving that atmosphere of joy. Is there lots of things has to happen in order to get you to enjoying moments or whatever. And those elements are not there I would say for everybody, 100% of people. We are not enjoying, we are not enjoying life. We are not enjoying it. Everybody. We all have a issue with ourselves, with our surrounding, with the people, with society. We all have a mental issue, as Nusha Khanum knows about better than me. So this is the dilemma about the joy. I mean, it's something which we talk about it, but it's very hard to get.
When I get thirsty, I listen to Conscious Cuppa.
What wonderful guests. I just didn't want that to end.
Yeah, you wanted more.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep listening. So this divine feminine, this subconscious mind, that is the joy, the bliss. She's the one that uplifts you. You go into her storehouse. One of our guests said, I think it was Robin, about this cow that he met and how mythical that felt. Whenever I feel this joy and bliss, it does feel like that intense, awesome, I love the word awesome, mythical feeling.
Yeah.
Nuri's right. Sometimes it comes out of the blue, but we can kind of trace it back through these steps of the Fibonacci. So I was talking to someone recently about a situation they found themselves in, this amazing trip they took, which was seemingly out of the blue. The connection she'd wanted with her brother was of that joy and bliss and feeling uplifted. She wanted to uplift that connection, and she can remember feeling like that. To go back in our imagination and feel that feeling of joy, bliss, feeling uplifted. This is the feeling of marriage. This is the feeling we want.
You said the word connection, didn't
Yeah.
you? And a few people talked about the necessity of there being an other, at least one.
Yeah, definitely. You want to be connected, not just to another human being. This connection to the divine feminine, that you want to bring that feeling into that relationship with her, and she will reciprocate this tenfold. The more joy and bliss and upliftment you bring to her, the more she reciprocates that.
Well, I guess we know from the previous season that this is the orgasmic phase. The last episode, we got married, right? This is you are now one with the scenario, the construct, the dream that you want to manifest.
Yes.
You're one with it. You're so one with it, you've forgotten anything that used to be. But now what's going to happen is this explosion, this orgasm of, you've nailed it, the union, the connection so much that you're going to send this almost like a shock wave through the universe, and it's going to come back as an experience.
So some of our guests talked about this feeling, this awe, this vibe that you create. You're creating that on the inside. So whatever this thing is that you want, be it from a car or a wedding ring on your finger, that is going to have that essence in it.
Yes, you bring yourself to the zenith of enjoyment of the fact that this mystical experience is happening, this mystical marriage is happening. I think there's the recognition that once you hit this climax of interaction, connection,
as I like to call it, va-va-voom.
The va-va-voom. There gets to a point where it's done now. You've taken it to the climax, and now you can relax, because you know she's going to bring this person together, this people together, this one together. A bit like Robin said, it's almost like this live concert now. All these elements are going to be coming together to unfold the experience that you wanted.
Yeah, Nuri was talking about that as well. I absolutely agree with that. Part of the ingredients that all these things coming together is relief. So after the orgasm is the relief. You just feel a sense of peace.
Yeah.
You're in harmony. You're totally chilled, totally relaxed.
Nothing else to do.
No.
Which we will be discussing in the next episode.
Oh.
About that peace of mind.
Yeah, so keep listening.
Because you're confident and faithful. But here, you're still in the after hum of knowing it's done.
And it is that it sends this ripple out, like you were saying, this ripple effect, this vibration goes out. And then in her storehouse, the things reorder themselves.
Jump off the shelves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've had that experience. A book jumped off the shelf. There's been a leaflet that's jumped off a shelf and brought you this desire, you know, this desire fulfilled on this level.
Yes.
It's quite amazing.
Yeah, I like that analogy. Yeah.
Once you've had the orgasm and you really feel satiated, all your dreams have come true, this is amazing. Then you feel relieved, you feel satisfied, then you let it go.
Yeah.
You're at peace, that's it.
Yeah.
That creates a very specific space, even on this level when you're with somebody, there's a vibration going on and you're co-creating that with the Divine Feminine.
Well, I guess Itxaso, for example, talked about all these activities that represent joy and bliss to them. And I guess when you've brought yourself to that, the feeling, I have it, I am it, you're so at one with it now, it's a new way of being in the world, there's a new conversation. It's like it has that quality of going to the local market. It has that quality of sharing a meal. It has that quality of observing nature, tea blends, being out and about. It has all those qualities. Hugging yourself. And that...
Je ne sais quoi.
Well, we do know, because they can describe it, what that means. And it's not something temporary, like Sam was saying, you know, wealth, fame and so on. These are they're not lasting. This is something that
you
intend it to last, because you've asked for this change. It's not something you just want for the night. It's something that you want for your life and for the life of those people around you. So this is where the Divine Feminine comes in, because she's going to give you this new thing for you to live your life out.
This joy and bliss is the feeling that is co-created. So it's the feeling you bring, but the feeling that you get at the same time.
Yeah.
The upliftment is really this is where you're in this new space, this new time, this new way of being. It's what you do want.
I guess it's you matching that feeling that was on offer. Because when you first had the desire, it was for something uplifted, something that lifts you up out of the thing you no longer want, the thing you no longer need. Or you just taking yourself to another level, maybe in your music, in your art, in your teaching, whatever it is. It's just taking you to the next level, like you go from a teenager to a young adult. You know, you're matching that joy that is, I think Sam said it, and maybe Eury implied it as well. There's already the joy that was on offer when you were offered the desire, would you like such and such? And when you're at this point, you are meeting that.
Yes.
You're meeting it, and that light meeting that other light is going to create that burst, that explosion, that big bang, that orgasm.
Definitely.
When I say something like, I am happy, or I am joyful, or I have joy, I have bliss, the I am bit, the I have bit, is your divine masculine.
Yeah.
And the bit you're attaching to it, and it could obviously be anything that you attach to that, could be negative even, although we're talking about a divine masculine here, so it's going to be something uplifting. The bit I attach to it, let's say uplifted, I am uplifted, that is the bit the Divine Feminine is going to weave into my existence, into existence. It is the thing that was standing out for me as a desire, and now I'm going to embody that, because she's going to create a body of a world for me to feel uplifted.
I think it's important to say that this is both a feeling, so I am uplifted, but it's uplifted usually out of a situation, a thing. So there is, you know, I'm uplifted at work. I'm uplifted in my marriage. I'm uplifted, whatever it is, financially. So this divine feminine is both the feeling and the thing that she gives you.
Yes.
Yeah. She's the
Well,
provider.
you bring the feeling and match the feeling so that there's a rapport there. Otherwise, there's no marriage.
It's reciprocal,
Otherwise, there's no marriage.
I like that rapport,
I have an acronym, which is H.A.I.R.S.
Okay.
Sam talked about choosing between short hair, long hair, gone hair, none hair. So H.A.I.R.S. it is. H for hugs.
Lovely.
Desiro mentioned about hugging yourself. So important. A is for atmosphere.
The space.
The space and the people in it.
Yeah.
The live experience, which we do and we imagine. I for inner child.
Yes.
Oh, all of this is for the inner
Playful.
child. Oh, all of it's for her. R for...
reciprocity.
Rapport.
Reciprocity, rapport. Rapport, reciprocity.
And reverb. And S is for standing out. Robin did say showing off, but it's the same thing as standing out and being outstanding.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it.
So my words of wisdom from our wonderful guests, this mythical awe, a space for an impression of a light, playful vibe and aura, exploring and being curious, service and connection and giving that breaks the pain, drops the mask and brings relief.
Lovely. And that's it for this episode 9. We hope it uplifted you.
Yes, that reciprocation. And this has been a swell sip, a beautiful blend and a terrific tipple.
And thank you to all our contributors, our wonderful guests, and big shout out to the little sound biters.
And wait until the very end for our amazing Women of the Bible Easter egg.
And send in your mugshots. You know where to do it. Here's Nina.
You can send in your questions and suggestions to consciouscuppa@gmail.com. That's CONSCIOUSCUPPA@gmail.com.
We'll see you next episode when we'll be talking about that peace of mind that comes next.
Yes.
See you next time.
See you next time.
shake it and I'll pick it. You've got Leah. Leia. She means weary.
Hey, la.
She's in Genesis 29. She's patient. Endures being unloved. Hey, la.
She needs some joy and bliss in her life.
She does, yet still gives greatness.
Wow. So she's still able to uplift.
She
Shows no matter what state we are, we're still able to uplift.
You're
Amazing.
able to do that. Go on, Leia.